What's going on?
Here's a Brie Larson video. This is one we haven't covered yet. I'm sorry I missed this one, Jeremy. You know I love your obsession with Brie Larson. The audience is obsessed with my obsession with your obsession for Brie Larson.
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the quartering, and oh, Queen Brie. Apparently, Marvel has caved to all of Brie Larson's MCU requests, and she has clapped back against haters, apparently, by
Lukey
just
Pie,
saying
thanks for following.
one thing. 45 articles were spawned about Brie Larson roasting haters because she said 3 words.
Jeremy, if we're about to talk about the media overcovering Brie Larson, then boy do I have a glass house to sell you. Buddy, you cover Brie Larson when she gets up in the morning and takes a shit. You literally just talk about her constantly. So, talking about how the media is overcovering her, not a great look for you. Pretty hypocritical, considering you're also covering this exact same thing that you're saying they're covering too much. Very strange.
You know what? 42% of you are not subscribed yet. I cover a wide variety of issues. I hope today will be the day I earn your subscription. There's a little red button down below the video or on the main channel. Please click it now. I would greatly appreciate it. Marvel has reportedly agreed to all of Brie Larson's MCU requests. Now, this is via We Got This Covered, which means it's probably bologna sausage. All right?
So why are you covering it? Why are you covering it if even you admit that this source is bullshit?
There's a trio of sites that kind of all run off the same rumor mill. And, you know, quite frankly, they're wrong way more than they're right. But it's interesting.
But it's that sweet, sweet Brie Larson content the people demand, so you gotta cover it anyway.
But nonetheless, during the formative years of the MCU, Marvel Studios had something of a reputation for being difficult to negotiate with and frequently offering low-paying contracts to actors who were interested in. But as the franchise's popularity continues to grow, so do the paydays. By the way, it's now been, I think, over 1 year since a Marvel movie.
But Brie Larson, I know.
Isn't that interesting? 1 year.
I genuinely wonder how MCU movies, once they come back to theaters, hopefully once coronavirus gets like a vaccine and it gets spread to the population, or if we're just able to successfully get it to a place where it's not such a forefront issue. I do wonder, when cinemas reopen and have people going back to them en masse, how the Marvel movies are going to do, because after Endgame, which was a good movie. I liked the whole, I liked the whole Infinity Saga. I like what Marvel's done as of yet. But basically, we've had such a break, and they didn't even have, like, the Disney Plus shows ready yet. The Disney Plus shows, if they'd come out and were as good as, like, The Mandalorian, they could have been huge and kept the momentum for the series going. But considering there's been such a gap now, and when we're used to getting like 2 or 3 MCU movies a year, and now we've had a whole year without one, I'm curious if people will have lost interest when it comes time to bring them back to theaters, or even watch them on Disney Plus, you know?
Robert Downey Jr. was paid $500,000 for starring in Iron Man, while co-star Terrence Howard walked away with 3 times as much. But fast forward to decade, and Howard was nowhere to be seen, while RDJ raked in $75 million for Avengers Endgame. When your movies are always among the highest grossing of the year,
I think that has to do with part of his deal being that Robert Downey Jr., he either got part of the bottom line, like, box office, or he was also a producer on some of those movies. I don't really remember.
Then your stars will inevitably seek to be the highest.
So Robert Downey Jr. is an exception, not the rule for the MCU.
Paid. Brie Larson cashed in a hefty sum of $5 million for headlining Captain Marvel. That seems kind of low, I guess. I don't know. Which is the highest amount the studio has ever paid someone for their first starring role in the MCU. However, with Carol Danvers' Solo bringing in $1.1 billion globally and the title hero set to be positioned as one of the faces of the entire franchise. Blech.
I mean, Jeremy, it is what it is. You don't have to like her, but, like, it's true. Captain Marvel, Black Panther, Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, probably Ant-Man and the Wasp. These people are the Avengers now. Iron Man's dead and Captain America's gone all back to the fucking future on us, so...
And the next leader of the Avengers, double bleh.
We did not go over the Sargon video yet.
The 30-year-old was asking for a bigger piece of the pie for future appearances. I don't know what Brie Larson's future is in terms of the MCU. Obviously, Captain Marvel is here to stay. Ultimately, the question will always be, how will these films do? I eager for Phase 4 Marvel. Just to see how it does at the box office. Because...
It's probably going to be skewed either way. I don't know when movies are going to start coming back to theaters, like, in a big way.
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
Thank you, Ask Compu, for a bit. He keeps making that noise. Is he broken? I don't know. Even when theaters open, I don't know if people are going to be returning the way that they have been. It'll be interesting to see. A lot of theaters are also kind of failing under the strain of COVID and being closed for so long and missing an entire summer movie season, which is usually, you know, the biggest time of the year for theaters. So... I'm curious, because it was just ruled that the rule that said that film production studios cannot own movie theaters, that was just rescinded. So I'm curious if after this COVID stuff, a bunch of theaters are going to, you know, close down. I'm wondering if Disney is going to buy up those theaters and only play Disney movies in them, and basically you'll be going to the movie theater to see Marvel movies, Star Wars movies, Disney live-action remakes, and whatever other crap they put out, you know? And every other movie, you're going to have to go to some independent theater to see it. I'm curious. It's going to be interesting. Either way, the face of the entertainment industry, I think, will be permanently changed because of this. Like, film history books in terms of, like, how films are distributed and everything, there's going to be a whole section that's, like, 2020 and the coronavirus and how it changed the face of, like, visual media, because... things aren't just going to go back to normal, I don't think. Daddy Sume with 10 bits. It's illegal. They did that in the past. It was illegal, but now it's not anymore. The Trump administration just rolled back that rule. I already said that. I said they just rolled back the rule. So now Disney and all these other companies can own theaters now.
We don't know what the box office is even going to look like post-lockdown. I'm going to guess that attendance will be down at least 50%. I think that's fair, right?
That's not unreasonable. I think that's probably about right. There are a lot of dumb people who are going to want to go back to movies right away. But yeah, there are enough people who aren't going to want it. Like, I don't think I've missed a single MCU movie. That's not true. I didn't see Ant-Man and the Wasp in theaters. Just because, like, Ant-Man's okay, but I didn't feel the need to see, you know, the sequel in theaters. But before that, I don't think I missed a single Marvel movie since... I think I saw them all. I think I've seen every Marvel movie in theaters other than Ant-Man and the Wasp. So, even so, like if they say, oh, Black Widow, it's coming out in January or February or March or April, whenever it is next year, if there's still not a vaccine for coronavirus, I'm not going to the theater. I'll wait, and I'll pirate it. Or if they offer it digitally on Disney Plus for a little bit of money, I'll pay for it, right? If it's like 20, 30 bucks, sure, fine. I'll go get some snacks, Baja Blasted, I can sit down and watch Black Widow, and it'll be very fun. But, like, or even, like, invite Jake and Sarah, you know, you can have people over and have them kick in some money and order some pizza. Whatever. I think that would be fun. But I'm not going back to the theater until such a time as I don't think there's a risk of catching COVID-19, especially because Baja Blast, she has asthma. If she catches that, and by extension, if I catch that and pass it to her, she's gonna fucking die. So, like, I can't deal with that shit, you know?
60%, you say? All right, if you subscribe now, I'll agree to 70%. 70%? Yeah, okay, we'll go with 70%. Thank you for subscribing. 70% is probably what it will be down in its first week. I'm sorry, first couple of months back. I've got another video coming out today, just how much they've lost. Billions of dollars lost already.
I think Paramount, or might have been Universal, just made a deal that they've shortened the period of time between theater release and home video release, or I say home video, sorry, I'm old as fuck, I feel, at this point, that I'm saying that. Streaming release. So instead of typically, and it used to be way longer, I don't know if anyone remembers this, but it used to take like a year for movies to get from the movie theater to DVD or VHS back in the day. But then it was shortened, and then it was like, you know, maybe 6 months. And now, the deal that I think Universal just made, it's down to a month. So you only have to wait 4 weeks between when a movie is released in theaters and when you can get it on VOD, which I think is great. Like, one of the things that I care about in my life, and I think I'm always going to work on, is having a home theater setup, because I love movies. I own tons of movies. I will continue to do so. I fucking love them, and I do not like movie theaters. I like the idea of a movie theater. Like, I like the idea of people getting in a room and enjoying a movie together and having all the crowd reactions and like, woo, woo, woo. I get it. I've had too many bad experiences, though. There's so many rude people. There's so many people who just can't not be on their phone, so they're scrolling through their fucking Instagram feeds, you know, and their light's, like, really bright. It's not even in dark mode, and I'm having to deal with that while I'm watching the movie, you know.
In just the first 2 quarters of the year.
What do I think about drive-ins? I've literally never been to one, so I have no idea.
She had wrote, "We previously heard that Larson wanted equal pay to her male co-stars. Ha! More creative, yes. Iron Man, which sells tickets, or Captain Marvel, who doesn't. I don't know.
What do you mean Captain Marvel doesn't sell tickets? It made over $1 billion. Jeremy, do you live in some alternate universe where your predictions about Captain Marvel came true and you didn't come off as a complete idiot? No! Captain Marvel is the 23rd highest grossing movie of all time. Get over it.
Know about that. More creative input over her solo franchise and top billing in any major crossover projects that she's set to appear in. Let me read that again. She wanted equal pay, more creative, which is fine, more creative input over her solo franchise, also fine, and top billing in any major crossover projects that she was set to appear in.
That's a big get. That's a huge thing in Hollywood. If you've ever wondered, for instance, like sometimes on movie posters or anything, they'll have, you know, people on the movie poster and then the names don't match up. You know what I mean? Like one person will be first in name, but that might not be the person who's here, whatever. That's because these are huge in contract negotiations. Your name being first on a poster or the biggest on a poster is a huge get. That's a thing your agent, you know, negotiates with the studio. This is always a big thing because if you want to be successful as an actor or actress, you want to get your name out there. And if you want to get your name out there and people to notice you, then you need to be, either the first person on the poster, the last person on the poster, or the biggest name on that poster, right? So the fact that Brie Larson and her agent were able to get that, and if this is true, again, this is from a site that even Jeremy thinks is bullshit, so it might not be true. It says that she's going to get top billing in any major crossover projects, meaning like if they do, you know, an Avengers, whatever. Let's say it's New Avengers, and it's, you know, Captain Marvel, Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Black Panther, any of the other people who get put in there. And it's going to say first, Brie Larson. That's fucking huge. That's a huge get. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's just part of negotiations. It means Brie Larson's agent is really good at their job. And yes, Captain Marvel made $1.2 billion. Clear the egg with a bit. I'll be the person on the back of the poster. Clear the egg with 50 bits. Captain Marvel had box office successes bigger than the first 2 Iron Man movies. She only barely came behind Iron Man 3. Yep.
And now we've heard from our sources, the same ones that told us Percy Jackson is being rebooted as a streaming series, and Ahsoka Tano will appear in The Mandalorian, both of which were correct, that she's gotten her wish. And while this isn't quite Robert Downey Jr. type deal, Larson will indeed become more heavily involved in shaping Captain Marvel's arc. I mean, that seems fine. and figuring out how she fits into the larger story before I'm being told in Phase 4 and beyond. And the next time the Avengers are assembled, it'll be her name that appears in the trailers and on the poster. She'll also be getting a higher pay, the higher pay she was seeking.
I could see that. Captain Marvel's probably going to take a pretty big lead in the new Avengers. She's sort of like the replacement for Captain America, but also way stronger than Captain America, you know what I mean? She was in the military. She knows how to lead people. She's been spending time in space for years. We don't know what she's been doing in the interim between Captain Marvel and, you know, the modern Avengers movies, but presumably she knows how to, like, command people and to help people out and to sort of get people like, okay, you go over here. Remember in Avengers 1 when Captain America's, like, telling everyone what to do? That makes sense for her as a role because, again, she was in the military. She knows how tactics work. She also has, like, crazy powers where she has, like, energy blasts and can fly and has super strength and stuff. It makes sense for her to be top billed. I imagine her, Black Panther, and Doctor Strange will be the big leads in the MCU. Spider-Man will also be there, but he's a little younger, so it wouldn't surprise me if Spider-Man doesn't, like, become a headlining Avenger until, I don't know, probably Phase 5 or 6. I mean, he'll be there, but, like, until Peter Parker ages up in the MCU, I don't think he'll be, you know, I'm a lead Avenger or whatever. I think he'll still be, you know, I'm the teenage kid. So
This will no doubt cause some controversy among the vocal minority that want her ousted completely. I don't want...
wait, why did you, like, go vocal minority? Jeremy, you're a vocal minority. You're a vocal minority. People like you are a vocal minority. I'm a vocal minority when I do these videos too, even though I like Brie Larson. The vast majority of the movie-going public, 99% of that 1.125 whatever billion dollars, 99% of people who bought tickets for Captain Marvel do not know that chuds on the internet being mad at Captain Marvel is a thing. And they certainly don't know that people like me talking about chuds is a thing, right? We're vocal minorities, Jeremy. We're part of a very niche community. Your views are not the prevailing views on Captain Marvel or Brie Larson, as Compu says, but it can't be a minority. Minority is brown people. Oh, I can see Jeremy thinking that.
want her ousted. There's no... I mean, why would I want her ousted? Brie Larson content is a significant portion of my channel.
At least he knows that. At least he knows it's a grift. That's good. Kinda sad that all these people hear him talking about how it's a grift and they still are like, yes, daddy, more grift, please.
I love Brie Larson. I was thinking about doing a review of her workout video. Alright? I don't want her out of the MCU.
Is it really a review if your hand is on your dick the whole time? Just a question.
There's nothing funny about the
Thor on his way...
Daddy Sume with 10 bits. I don't want her ousted. I just want to try and humiliate her constantly.
out. That's...
Yeah, she did like a workout video on her YouTube channel. Let's see what that's up to. Brie Larson YouTube. Brie Larson. She did like a YouTube. My first workout in quarantine.
Okay. Hello.
During our workout?
Yeah, now I get my
Eating a cookie during a workout. That's kind of funny.
system right now.
It's been a while.
To speed things up, and this is a really good way. So enjoy this because
Doing some kind of workout routine. Oh god, Jeremy's gonna jerk off to that. That's gonna haunt me for a while.
It's true. Black Panther rumored to be getting replaced. That seems odd. And Sony more than capable...
Wait, what was it? Black Panther rumored to be getting replaced? I doubt that. There would have to be some crazy scandal, or like the guy who plays Black Panther, whose name I'm blanking on right now. Hold on, let me look. Black Panther. Chadwick Boseman. Chadwick Boseman. Chadwick Boseman would either have to be involved in some scandal or asking for a ridiculous amount of money. And I'm talking ridiculous even compared to the amount of money Black Panther made. If they were to oust him. I very much doubt that's happening. He 100% masturbates to that every day and then he cries into his tissues.
of pulling the plug on Spider-Man. That'll never happen. Brie Larson's Carol Danvers is Marvel's safest bet to lead the franchise into the future.
Jeremy, do you not understand what they're saying? Sony can pull, because they have the license to Spider-Man, they can pull Spider-Man out of the MCU literally whenever that contract is up. It happened for a couple months during the negotiations they were doing, and they weren't going to do a Spider-Man 3 in the MCU. Like, until they make a deal... Sorry, I got a text from the group chat. Until they make a deal, Sony owns that. I'd imagine at some point Disney will just park a dump truck full of money. Not even a dump truck, it'll have to be like an oil tanker full of money on Sony's doorstep to get the rights back. But they sold the rights to Spider-Man to Sony quite a while ago, and I don't think it ever expires. I think they have to make a new deal in order to get those rights back, and I doubt Sony's ever going to give them back. Ask Compu with a bit. That ha was more of a femoid leading something successfully. True, yeah. He's weird. Either my PS4 drive is fucked or the Skyrim disc is fucked. Yeah, it was having issues last night too. I'll take a look at it later. Just eject it and I'll look at it later. I don't know. That sucks because I really, really need that to last until the PS5 is out. That blows. What was I gonna say? Oh, I don't know anything about Chadwick Boseman's alleged issues, but, you know. Night, Daddy Sume. Thanks for coming to the stream.
Ha!
Again, he's laughing. Like, dude, she has one of the most successful movies so far in the MCU. Like, I know you're super mad and salty about it, but laughing at reality just makes you look like a jackass. It's not funny. It's not cute. It doesn't mean anything substantial. You're just being a jackass because you don't like her. Like, I get it. You don't have to like someone. I'm not telling you have to like Brie Larson. But, like, the amount of salt you have for her because she advocated for diversity in the film review community is so overblown, it's kind of sad.
Let's see if Captain Marvel makes $1 billion when it's not required reading. All right, let's...
Okay. Bet. Jeremy. I bet you $100. Well, I guess it's going to depend on when Captain Marvel 2 is out. Let's assume it's at a time when the box office is in a stable place again after COVID. Let's pretend that that's a thing, right? It'll make over $1 billion, Jeremy. It'll make over $1 billion. And saying Captain Marvel was required reading is kind of stupid. Almost nothing is required reading in the MCU. Like, except for Avengers movies, and even then, like, if you didn't see Captain Marvel and she showed up in Avengers Infinity War like she did, you get it. She has, like, superpowers and she's in space. She can fly. She has super strength. You don't need to know more than that. It wasn't required reading. What are you talking about?
Start there. Let's start there. All right? And then we can talk about who needs to lead the franchise. There is an innumerable amount of B-level stars right now in the MCU that people know of. You know,
Doctor Strange, Ant-Man, probably not the Hulk, because Mark Ruffalo was one of the original Avengers, and he's probably going to be wrapping up his involvement soon. I think he's going to make an appearance in the She-Hulk series, but I think that's about it. He might show up occasionally, but I don't think he'll be a main character.
You know, Scarlet Witch, obviously
Sure.
Captain Marvel, you've got Doctor Strange,
Yeah.
You've got Loki. None of these people...
Loki is going to be in his own TV show. He's from a different universe. I doubt we're going to be seeing that Loki in the MCU movies again. I could be wrong. Maybe it'll appear, but, like, it would be a different Loki anyway. And Loki's a villain, so he's not going to, like, lead the Avengers.
People seem...
He could lead the Dark Avengers.
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
Cotton Candy 903 with 10 bits. I still haven't seen Captain Marvel, and I have literally seen every other MCU film. Why not? You should check it out. It's alright. It's, I like it, and I like Brie Larson as Captain Marvel. It has that sort of same, like, it's an origin movie, so expect that, but, like, it's a good Marvel movie.
Big enough for the role. And Captain Marvel is...
Didn't Loki die? Loki died, but then if you remember, they went back in time in Avengers Endgame, and then a different Loki from another timeline escaped with the Space Stone, and that Loki is getting his own Disney Plus series.
no bigger than any of them. You know, Shang, you've got, you know, Wong, you've got a, you know, incredible
Wong. He's like a B-tier side character in Doctor Strange. We're talking about leading the MCU and you want Wong? Oh yes, who's going to lead the Avengers? Fucking Wong? Well, Wong has a penis, so I guess he's more qualified than superhero with super strength and flight, Captain Marvel. 'Cause Wong has a dong. Very stupid, Jeremy.
Hulk. He's kind of played out. If people are sick of the Incredible Hulk,
There's nothing funny about the tools
then
of
they're probably sick
capitalism.
of Marvel, I guess.
Squid with 911 bits says, 9/11 was an inside job? Give me that stream, boss goodness. Oh, God. What's Ant-Man's buddy's name? Oh, is it Louise? Let me see. Ant-Man. Yeah, Louise. It is basically like saying he should lead the Avengers. It's very stupid.
I mean, I don't think Disney wants Robert Downey Jr. to not play Iron Man anymore. I think that he doesn't want it.
He's dead. Jeremy, he might come back someday for, like, Secret Wars, if you know anything about the more recent Secret Wars event, not the original Secret Wars, although they are related. He might come back for that, and that would be cool, but he doesn't want to be in these movies every year. I get that. He's done, like, 10 years of really good work on these movies. He helped, like, build the most profitable franchise of all time, and now he wants to leave. Will he show up every once in a while in either flashbacks or, like, alt dimension things, or who knows what, simulations? He could play, like, an AI of himself or something. Sure. But he's not going to be leading the Avengers because they want to build a franchise that can last another 10 years. And in order to do that, you need to bring in new people because the same people don't necessarily want to be playing the same role for 20 years. At least not at the same extent that, like, Tony Stark was in, you know, so many of those Infinity Saga movies.
Too. But speaking of trolls, Brie Larson reveals which Star Wars film she once auditioned for. It comes after Captain Marvel discards some of her unsuccessful roles. Well, did you know that Larson actually wanted to get into Rogue One? Rogue One. Brie Larson. I could see that. But no. Brie Larson gives it back to haters on YouTube. If you didn't like it, keep your comments to yourself. I mean, it wasn't even like that. It was like, if you like the video, leave a comment. If you don't, leave your comments to yourself.
You're the one who put that inflection on it, not the article. Jeremy, you're criticizing your own inflection. Then don't inflect that way.
But there's like 15 articles written on how Brie Larson has the most savage response to YouTube trolls.
And you're responding to those articles. Do you see how hypocritical you are? Very
Keep your comments
strange.
to yourself. I mean, no. First of all, and again, these articles don't do Brie any favors. Brie, you've got to join the screw the mainstream media crew. After only 1 month starting her YouTube channel, Brie Larson has received a lot of hate on her videos, and now the actress is addressing the trolls. So if you don't like her video, you're a troll.
No, Jeremy, if you make 30 videos about her videos and talk about how much, like, you're obsessed with her and how you should have people go to her video and, like, oh, guys, don't go and downvote her video, wink, wink. that makes you a troll. The fact that you've made like 60, 70 videos about Brie Larson, misrepresenting her and talking about how much you hate her, whether it be through actively saying that or being, you know, facetious and pretending that you're like actually a huge fan of hers. Either way, those are the things that make you a troll. Not just disliking your stuff. People dislike a lot of stuff. Like Brie Larson's YouTube channel, I'm not the biggest fan. It's not the content I like to watch on YouTube. But I also don't, like, make a bunch of videos about it because her videos aren't hurting anyone. What I do is I try and target people like Jeremy or John Doyle or Sargon or whoever who are kind of weirdos, right-wing chuddy types who actively go out and, like, either bully others or advocate for positions that will hurt others, in the case of, like, John Doyle or Sargon, or in the case of the Quartering, just people who are weird. Like, Quartering's this weird dude who obsesses over, like, Brie Larson and the SJWs taking over the media, and I think that's harmful, and that's why I cover him, right? Brie Larson's just, like, a celebrity making YouTube videos about different stuff. Probably because her agent was like, hey, you should do a YouTube channel. A lot of people like to get in touch with celebrities on YouTube nowadays. And so she's doing it. And just because I don't like it doesn't mean I'm going to make 30 videos about how much I detest her, right? Because what she's doing isn't hurting anyone.
A very common mainstream media narrative that we've dealt with forever.
He is married. And yes, he probably has called his wife Brie.
If you don't like it,
what are the chances that in their closet there's a Captain Marvel uniform that he has her wear? What do you think?
Then you're a troll. Only trolls don't like Brie Larson's channel. Only trolls didn't like The Last Jedi. Only trolls didn't like The Last of Us Part 2. The Marvel Cinematic Universe alum clapped back at haters in her latest YouTube video. 12,000 reads? Hey, smash like. Let's get more than 12,000 videos on this views on this video. Brie Larson has a message for haters. She finally addressed the YouTube trolls in her latest video, which sees Captain Marvel actress telling them not to bother to comment. Please like the video if you liked it, and if you didn't like it, keep your comments to yourself. Oh, savage burn!
Jeremy, you're the one that put the inflection on the initial thing. If you just read the article like a normal human being, it's just an article about that. And it's like a tabloidy thing. If you don't like tabloids, don't read them. Like, what? Why spend all your time? When, again, it's kind of vapid. And is it clickbaity? Sure, but it's not really hurting anyone. If you don't like it, just, like, don't search it out. It seems like you just search Brie Larson into Google every day, and you're just looking for articles. You're like, yeah, where's the article I can talk about Brie fucking Larson? Brie fucking... It's like, dude, if you don't like it, why do you search it out?
Oh! Ooh. I don't know how anyone's going to recover from that absolute savagery from Brie Larson. I mean, I don't even think she meant it like that. These celebrity worship articles are hilarious. Brie Larson started her own YouTube channel last month. Since starting her channel, she's posted 4 videos and received a lot of trolling for no good reason.
Yes. You constantly, like, talk about her videos and obsess over her, and then send your little fanboys to go and, like, comment and dislike her videos. This is, like, the definition of trolling.
Her first video has over 131 dislikes? I'm assuming you mean 131,000 dislikes. Her second video has 21,000. Her third saw a huge dip in views, has 9,000 dislikes, and the fourth currently only has 5.4 thousand dislikes. I mean, are we supposed to is everyone's... You know why she got the dislikes, right?
Because you sent a bunch of people over to dislike her video?
And I see how you wrote no good reason, but she was met with, yay, another Hollywood celebrity being crammed down our throat on YouTube.
Being crammed down your throat, aka she's making YouTube videos that you searched out and then shared with your audience. Wouldn't that make you part of the cramming, Jeremy? Can we change the quartering's name to the cramming?
YouTube with a video where she's like, hey, fellow YouTubers, I'm just like you, and on this camera angle, and that camera angle, and this camera angle, and professional editing. I'm just starting this crazy, wacky YouTube thing. I know I've only been in Hollywood since I was 4 years old, but I just can't figure out how a camera and a microphone work. Click like and subscribe. That's why. Social media users have not been caught in the comments section as well. One user said, okay, this is a snooze fest. Nothing is of any value here, and she's just talking in circles. That's just criticism. You should see how my own subscribers talk to me in my comments. Nobody's writing articles to simp for me.
Because you're not popular enough, Jeremy. Let's look at the new sort by new comments. I want to trap all Captain Woman products and women movie ideas in a cave and let them die of asphyxiation. Well, that's even worse than I thought it was going to be. Just pay her in Disney dollars and give her a Nissan Sentra. Her trainer is probably laughing because she probably farts when she's stretched. Wow, fart humor. That kind of lines up with Jeremy's 12-year-old audience. Jeremy.
I'm not a multi-millionaire high-power Hollywood actor. Where's my defense? Another added, literally nothing of substance. This comes across like Tom Cruise rambling about Scientology.
It's not that funny.
Video shows Brie Larson doing various stretches with trainer Jason Watch, who at the end looks like he is about to burst out with laughter as Larson isn't confident that her fans are watching the video will actually do the exercise. I want to say thank you to everyone that watched the video or who got to work out to this point. It's unclear if anyone's actually going to do the workout along with us or enjoy watching me struggle. I actually think that her last couple videos have been quite good. Look at only 8,000 dislikes to 45,000 likes.
Let's see what it is now after Jeremy put this in a video.
Hi, I'm Brie Larson. Hi.
Still pretty good ratio. Not too bad. Although it has gotten thousands more dislikes. It's almost like every time Jeremy covers her, she gets a bunch of dislikes. What a shock. It's almost like you're sending people intentionally to go dislike her videos while pretending that's not what you're doing. Weird.
That's not bad. No fear, just chilling eating a cookie in front of your trainer.
Can you simp for me? If it involves giving me money, yes. Simp all you want.
Nothing there. Workout with Scarlett Johansson. Some simp took the time to break down the...
He's so whiny.
Where are all the haters? Where all these comments are positive. Every one of them. I mean...
Let's see what the comments are now. Brie Larson YouTube. This is on the workout video. Let's see just what the most recent comments are. This is probably going to be gross, but hey, who knows. Okay, not bad. Not bad. Wow, no agenda pushing for once? Fuck off. Better than I thought it would be. That's good. Real Brie came out at the end of the video. Oh no, telling people not to I've literally heard tons of YouTubers be like, tell me if you liked this video, and if you didn't, don't tell me. Like, that's a common joke on YouTube. Did she just flash her muff? Gross. Again, just making fun of the fact that she made the same joke a bunch of YouTubers make. These people are, like, gross.
Menstruation, apparently. Where are all the haters?
I literally just found several of them. It usually happens after you make your video and people are aware of it on your channel, Jeremy. Why do you look at these videos before you make a video about it and then go, I don't see any hate? That's because they're coming from you. The call is coming from inside the house.
500,000, these trolls who constantly attack you must be seriously butthurt. Why? I'm a huge fan. 500,000 views is kind of sad for a Hollywood celebrity, to be honest with you. Unless they're deleting comments. I'm guessing they're probably deleting comments.
From what I saw, it doesn't look like it.
You're incredibly boring. Love how real you are. Yeah, they're deleting comments. Everyone's here.
No, the positive comments just get upvoted because there are more people there who are there to watch her content because they like her than there are people who, whatever, you know?
Here for 1301. She refuses to show her body in Captain Marvel, and now,
There's nothing funny about the tools
you know,
of
nope,
capitalism.
Brie Larson's still a jerk. I added this
He's
to my
rationalizing so hard. Yeah, this is what he does with all his Brie Larson shit. It's fucking weird. Like, it's so cringe.
movement videos. I mean, yeah, there's some mild meanness, but I don't see any trolling.
Uh-huh. Sure.
Speaking of which, what's here?
Telling her she refused to show her body in Captain Marvel. That's not trolling. You fucking dipshit.
Wait a minute. What is here? Oh. Okay. Oh, ho, ho. Oh, full screen. Good editing. Good editing. Okay, yeah, that was a good scene. See, high quality content. Smash like for high quality Brie Larson content. I hope you enjoyed this video.
He's got to end the video immediately so he can go rub one out. Oh, God.
Hoping today was the day you subscribed, and we'll talk to you again real soon.
He ended that video real quick. His pee-pee's getting hard, and he's got to do something with it. Jesus fucking Christ. He's so gross.